Hello everyone, welcome to Opinions. My name is Princess Ella, and today we're going to be talking about 10 things to expect when you relocate from Nigeria to the United States. Number one is rent. If you come over to the United States, you're expected to pay your rent monthly. And if you don't pay monthly, you can be kicked out. In the United States, there's nothing like, oh, landlord now, I beg now. Nothing like that. Kicked out. In my beautiful country, Nigeria, we pay rent yearly, and the amount of money that's being paid yearly, the average Nigerian pays yearly in Nigeria, is equals to the amount of money that is being paid monthly in the United States. There is no landlord for you to say, I beg now in the United States, say, please now give me 1 month, 2 months, buy never show, all those things. Nothing like that here. If you don't get money, you're outside, you outside, you outside, you outside, you outside. Now, number two is weather. The weather in Nigeria can be classified into different seasons. Harmattan, rainy season, dry season, sunny season. And Harmattan is literally when the weather is dry and everywhere is kind of cold. Now, in the United States, we have weathers like autumn, spring, we have summer, we have winter. Now, winter is where nobody from Nigeria really wants to experience because it is extremely cold in some areas. So cold, you're basically going to be singing songs like, I'm catching cold. Oh, I'm catching cold. The food in America is quite different from the food in Nigeria. Now, if you decide to be Nigerian and stick to your Nigerian food, some states have Nigerian food. A couple of states sell Nigerian food. But guess what? It is very expensive. It is not the usual food you can get from Iyabasira down the street. From Nigeria, there are things you need to know concerning work. If you are an immigrant, it is quite different. You just don't walk into any bank and say, oh, you've got your resume and you are experienced in banking and you want to be a banker. No. There are processes and there are procedures you need to pass through before you can actually work in the United States from Nigeria. Now, don't be surprised if when you come to the United States, you see your Odogu in Nigeria actually pushing truck in the United States because man will survive. Now, when you are in Nigeria and you have malaria, it's easy for you to go down the store, down the pharmacy and get medications. But over in the United States, it has to be prescribed by a doctor. You can walk into any pharmacy in Nigeria and complain about headache, feverish feeling and everything, and they give you malaria medications. And another thing is we call medications in Nigeria, everybody calls medications drugs. I won't buy drugs, But in the United States, it's called medication. Take note. When you come over here, you don't want to fall sick. And the good thing about it is we have mosquitoes, in some places, but mosquitoes don't give malaria compared to the ones in Nigeria. The mosquitoes in Nigeria are fat, thick, and very, very heartless. They will bite you till you cannot take it anymore. Security. Now, in Nigeria, nobody's actually safe. Like, anything can happen to anybody at any time. Nobody is safe, And if you own a gun in Nigeria, it is almost like, where did you get a gun from? Are you a thief? Something like that, Except you're like really, really like high-end kind of person, like Udogu Chairman kind of thing. So not everybody in Nigeria owns a gun. Everybody, I'm very sure 90% of Nigerians fear guns. When you relocate to the United States, get ready to get yourself a shakabula because guess what? Everybody owns one. Another thing again about security is in Nigeria, you can fight with your peers like, waiting, we are coming with rough farm, they go push it, I miss all those days, man. At the junction, you just hear them, you just gather everywhere, waiting. But they fight it out, someone wins and they clap. But in the United States, it's very easy for you to get popped if you don't behave yourself, And even if you behave yourself sometimes, you might just be unlucky. So that's another thing about it, because everybody owns a gun. So get ready. Electricity. See my mouth. Electricity. We get Tamboku for United States. In Nigeria, hi! There was one day I was watching Telemundo. The thing was sweeting me. God. It was about to go down. Next thing, pow, the bar just take light. Oh, I almost faint. Nigeria doesn't have stable light. Electricity is that. That's all I can say. But in the United States, as long as you pay your bills, which I'm talking about, and as long as you pay your bills, you will have 24/7 lights. Like nothing will happen to your lights. Like sweet bills. When you're relocating to America from Nigeria, try hold bar. Because if you sneeze, you pay. You piss, you go pay. You sit down, you go pay. You stand up, you go pay. Anything you do, you will pay. So in Nigeria, we have pumping machine. You can pump water. You can buy a recharge card and load in your phone if you feel like. Buy your data if you want. Life is sweet. You just do flex. Nigerians, you guys are flexing. In the United States, we pay light bill, water bill, car notes, mortgage if you own your house, rent, insurance. That's you're paying car insurance, house insurance, health insurance. And then you're gonna pay your phone bill. You're gonna pay your internet. You're gonna pay everything comes all together once a month. As in, the billing will be here. But in Nigeria, you can have said not to buy a recharge card if you don't want. Nobody's, everybody, you can decide not to. You don't even need to pay for water. You don't need to pay for gas. You buy your gas. It's not like it's like, okay, a thing. But over here, everything is a thing. In Nigeria, it is cash and carry. You get your money, you go and buy iPhone. You have your money, you go buy your car. You have your money, you go buy your house. You have your money, you can buy anything you want, cash and carry. In the United States, you are given that leverage to pay instrumentally everything. So even if you see a big boy or a big girl in America forming papas, driving the most expensive cars, or using the most expensive phones and stuff like that, some of them are actually paying instrumentally. So don't trip at all. So for Yankee, you give girl belly, she born. It is a don't finish. You will pay child support. By the time you pay finish, you be 30 years old, or gray hair go fool you. You can't get bad head for like this go bad, or you go gray. You be like Papa and just school. Just they carry your this thing, just they walk out and then they give different girls belly. You collect something, you never see anything. But in Nigeria, nothing like child support. Nobody really cares, and that's why the men do what they want to do, however they want to do it. So, yeah, that's another difference. Now, one last thing I want to say is, for Yankee, if you be man with a beat woman, if you try am, you chop your eye. If you try am, you'll see something. They'll lock you, they'll throw away the key. For all those men that beat women in Nigeria, try and relocate. Come try and for you. You'll see your eye. You'll chop your eye. They do it for you. Okay? So, yes, there's a difference. In Nigeria, you beat your wife, nobody will talk. In America, you slap your wife, your neighbor will help you call. Popo, they can't carry you. They go where you don't know. No, just try and. Try and say you just slap your wife. Just try and. Ozo. See them. Any man with a beat woman, hand will meet you for the side. Relocate.
Pata for you. She make a come out pata for you.